If you're a mid-market business owner in Canada thinking about selling in the next few years, one of the first questions you probably have is, what's my business worth, or what kind of multiple can I expect?
Yeah, that's a completely fair question, Gary. But also one of the most misunderstood parts in the M&A process. Today, we're going to break down what multiples really mean, what drives them, and what sellers should realistically expect in today's market.
Great. Thanks, Derek. Let's start with the basics. When buyers talk about multiples, they're usually referring to a multiple of normalized EBITDA, EBITDA, the earnings of the business after adjusting for one-time or owner-specific expenses.
Yeah, and the multiple isn't a magic number by any means. If I had to boil it down to kind of one aspect or one criteria, what buyers are looking at, it's basically how risky or stable the buyer thinks the business or future earnings are going to be. So lower risk, in general, can typically mean higher multiples, and higher risks generally mean lower multiples.
Yeah, and in Canada's mid-market, say companies with 1 to 10 million in EBITDA, most deals are landing between 4 times and 7 times EBITDA. And just to add something in there, the inverse of a multiple is the return on the investment. So if someone is paying 4 times, they're really looking for a 25% return on their investment. If someone's paying 7 times, they're looking for about a 15% return on investment.
Yeah. But multiples, like what you just said there, is it's really just a range. The real question is, where does your business fall within that range? And that depends on a handful of key drivers.
Yeah, and there are drivers that will increase multiples. Buyers tend to pay premiums for businesses that are transferable, durable, and predictable. So that means strong recurring or contracted revenue, predictable revenue, a diversified customer base, a management team that isn't dependent on the owner, clean financial statements with reliable margins, and a clear growth story.
Yeah, when those elements are all in place, buyers see low risk and they're willing to pay a little bit more for that business and stretch out the multiple. And that's when you see deals kind of floating to the top end of the range or even above in exceptional cases. So on the flip side, anything that increases risk pulls the multiple down. Things like customer concentration. As an example, you have two customers that make up 80% of your business. A buyer is going to see that at much higher risk. Uh, Heavy owner dependence. If the owner is there 24/7, can't leave, can't take vacations, can't be away, and the business operates in normal course without that person, then that's another risk factor. Inconsistent financials, you see up and down, a year of loss, a year of income. That can create some hesitation on the risk factor. No documented processes, a shrinking or highly competitive market is also a clear indicator. But those don't kill the deals. They just reduce what the buyer is willing to pay. And often owners don't realize how much of these factors matter until they're really in the process.
Yeah, it's great. And I guess the bottom line really is that, multiples, that the range is probably determined by the industry you're in, but they're really set by the quality and transferability of your earnings.
Yeah. And the good news is most owners can meaningfully improve their multiple with the right preparation. That's where good advisory support makes a real difference.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about selling in the next few years, now's the time to understand where your business sits on the spectrum, what you can do to move up, and it takes time. So starting the conversation early is in your best interests.
Yeah. So reach out if you'd like an honest, data-driven assessment. And if you found this helpful, follow along and we'll be sharing more insights for the Canadian mid-market owners.